Welcome to Secura Law Experience. I'm Luis Elizalde, a founder of Secura Law. I'm here with
Stephanie de la Millar
and Eduardo Borgar.
And with a great guest that is Gabriele Waldert, came from Germany only for the podcast. Hey, thank you for coming.
Thank you for inviting me.
No, it's a pleasure. It's a really nice that, of course, you didn't came for the podcast.
No.
But it was an opportunity that we take, and I think it's going to be a really good episode because of the experience that you have. You have a lot of experience here in could be real estate and in your life living in Playa del Carmen, right?
Yes.
When you arrived in Playa?
Well, I did arrive in Playa between 2001 and 2003. I was on and off.
Why?
No, because first, I remember I quit my job in Germany, and I had a friend here from Germany who was living here. He was a diver, because this area is very special for divers as well. It's beautiful in Cozumel, and also all the caverns and cenotes.
Yes.
Very special. So he was a diver here and fell in love, and he actually, later on, he had some dive shops. They are still existing in Tulum, I think. It's called Protect Diving.
Okay.
Anyway, so I came here because he had a house in Playa del Carmen, and I could stay there for free. And I was like, okay, let's do some vacation.
Totally.
And from the vacation, I was like, oh, I really like it here. So many people here, and it's nice. And it was a small town. And
Yeah, it used to be in that time, right? A small town.
Yeah.
It's not like a big city right now, but it's not a small town.
No, it was a small town. I remember I was living on, it's called Quintas del Carmen or Villas del Carmen, which is like, what street is this on? 28?
20 and 32.
Yeah. So in this area, and for everybody was like far, far outside.
Imagine that, no. And now it's totally downtown.
Now it's in the center.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, yeah. I have been here for a long time, so.
Okay. and you quit your job, and then when you arrived here between 2001 and 2003?
Yeah, I did a lot of things here. When I was on and off, and then I think I sub-rented my apartment in Germany. And then, I started working somewhere, I don't even know where, everywhere. I think I met some guy from Holland. He is not living anymore. He passed away, I think 2-3 years ago. And he had a piece of land in Chemuil.
Okay.
This is between Playa and Tulum in the jungle. And he was like, I need someone to take care of my little cabañas. Okay. And so I was taking care of his piece of land for half a year in the middle of the jungle.
Really? Okay.
Killing snakes.
No, there was actually one snake and like these big black scorpions.
Wow.
And they were ugly, but they were always in the kitchen sink and they couldn't climb out.
Okay.
My
so
God.
At one
and you
point,
survived.
I survived. Yeah, no, I did a lot. I think at one time I was living in Ixpuha on the beach in a trailer.
Okay. Nice.
Wow.
So, and then I was working in a hotel, also in Ixpuha. And then this time it became more serious because I had to make my papers, my immigration papers, working permit. And this was at that time.
Was easy?
Well, it was easy at that time because I was working for a hotel, and this hotel was allowed to hire foreigners.
Okay.
So they helped me with the papers, and so from there it went, normal. But but without them, I did my stuff. I tried to learn Spanish from the very first beginning because I thought it's important.
How much time takes for you to learn Spanish? Because you have a really good Spanish.
Thank you.
That's true, eh?
I think it was at least 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah. I went once to Cuba, to Havana, because people told me if you learn in Cuba Spanish, which is very, very different from here.
If you could understand them, you could understand anyone, right?
So, and I did. So and I had a private teacher, and she did not speak English, and so she was talking Spanish to me all the time, and I was like, what is she saying? I don't understand a word. But after a couple of weeks coming back to Playa, I was like, okay, I can hear now. I understand what they're saying.
So fast, right?
Yes, it's unbelievable. Yeah, It took me a while, but and the job in the hotel helped a lot because all my colleagues were, Mexicans and they speak Spanish, so I had to learn. And I think it's very important to do this here as well.
Of course. Did you already know English, or you also
Yes.
learn English here? You already know.
I had English, but in school, and so
course.
I had to relearn a little bit, not a little bit, actually quite a lot
Okay.
as well. But I guess once you have it
You have
Easier
it.
to
in your
pick it up.
brain, you pick it up
Yes.
easier.
Awesome.
somehow.
Awesome.
So
Yeah.
you were learning the two languages at the same time, kind
Yeah,
of, no?
kind of.
Wow.
Yeah. Yes.
Only in Playa.
Exactly.
Only in Playa happens that
Yeah.
kind of things.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it's bilingual here. I had a lot of people who speak obviously English because they're from the States, from England, and everybody was speaking English. But because of my job situation, I always had also friends who were Mexican. And I went, when you work Sundays, day off, and then you
Yeah.
go for eating and drinking to the beach.
Caribbean life.
And then I learned all the slang words from
Of
my
course,
You
colleagues.
picked up the slang, yeah.
With little shots.
You learn Spanish like. That's good. Amazing.
Yeah.
And
Fun
after
time.
the hotel, it took.
After the hotel, I think there was an opportunity because I was living in the hotel. I was working at the reception, and then I changed to night audit because I was kind of tired of the reception work.
Okay.
In night audit, you are basically alone. You have to do some work, and I started.
Sometime. Nah.
I started right then and there, at night. I can say now because the hotel doesn't exist anymore.
Okay.
I was learning how to make websites by myself in the night because I had time. So I was
Nice.
a little bit bored sometimes, so I learned online how to make websites.
Okay.
And this I did for a while. And then there was an opportunity. There was on Fifth Avenue a travel agency. They were owned by Swiss people.
Right. Okay.
They had they call it an incoming agency. And they had also an agency who sold tours and stuff, and they had lots of German customers because they were from Switzerland.
Of course.
And I guess they worked also together with some German tour operator. And so they were looking for someone who speaks German, and I was like,
I'm here.
I'm here, I wrote up my how do you say, curriculum? I don't
Yeah.
even
Yes.
know
Your CV.
Exactly. And then, then they hired me. So I was working with them a few years,
Okay.
still trying to make a website.
At the same time. you're
At the
working?
same time,
Okay.
exactly. So
In
this
your
is
free
what
time,
I did
of
in my
course.
free time.
Of
Yeah.
course.
And then, I think then I quit there, and then I started in real estate. I think this was like 2009.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
between 2001, 3, and 9, I was working in different places. I think even at the beginning I was working in some bars. I don't even remember anymore. I did so many things.
Okay. But it's a good experience.
Yes, I mean the work at the travel agency was really nice because I had a stable job. I got my income, and that was the time where I moved also to Playa because I was living all
In
this
Chemuil.
time in Chemuil or in Ixpuja in this area.
Okay.
So outside or in the hotel. So when I quit the hotel, I went to the travel agency, and then I found a place in Playa del Carmen where I was living with actually another German girl and a Mexican guy, Luis. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. No,
No. No. The other Luis?
another Luis. Yeah.
No, but it's not the Luis that we know.
No, another Luis.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
no, another Luis.
Oh, okay. Wow.
A diver as well. They were both divers, exactly.
Oh, nice.
Lots of divers here at
Yeah,
that
for
time.
sure.
And a lot of Luises.
Yes, a lot of Luises.
Yes.
And do you like to dive?
I
Still?
did dive when I was working in the hotel because there was a dive shop as well, Tanka. It was
Okay.
a big dive shop at that time. They had a shop also on Fifth Avenue.
Yes.
They don't exist anymore, I think.
I think it's still,
They're still?
but not exactly. It's
Yeah.
in the road to Mamitas.
Oh,
They are
okay.
in the corner, in the
It's owned by
new.
Italians, right? I think.
Yeah, could be. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. So, I was diving in there, and I think I even did the rescue diving
course.
certification.
Okay.
But then I was like, okay, that's enough because to rescue people in the ocean, I was like, okay,
I don't think so.
I want to dive and not like
Not my thing.
heavy guys, like
Yeah,
they
exactly.
drown and like no.
Not for me. Okay.
Not for me, but it's beautiful to dive. And this, they had the concession, or they could go from the hotel, which was close to Ixboha, directly to Cozumel. I don't know if this is even possible today.
I think that moment also no possible. No. I'm joking.
But it was beautiful diving in
For sure,
Cozumel.
for
Beautiful,
sure.
yeah. And it's shallow dives, and I also went later to cenotes, which is amazing.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, because you are inside, you feel like, how do you say? I don't even know how to say this in English or Spanish. Like you float.
Because
and you
of the
have a
density of the
view-
water, for
You
sure.
have a view like really, I don't know how many,
Meter.
50 meters, 100 meters, and the lights and the stalactites, and this is pretty unique, I think.
Creepy
for here.
question. Did you see any skull there?
No.
Okay. Yeah,
But-
it used to be.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, my friend
From
who had
pirates?
the dive shop, they found stuff and they're exploring these caverns. I was like, what are you doing? This is crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Okay,
This is really
nice.
crazy.
And you said that you arrived to real estate, but why? Why real estate after?
Well, I think there was a time, there was a financial down, 2007, 8, right? Where this hit this area as well,
Totally.
the whole tourism area. And the hotels were closing, and and what happens, I don't even remember anymore why I did. I quit in the travel agency. So, and then I think I had a friend, she was looking for an apartment. No, not true. I went to a real estate office. They were looking for someone taking care of long-term rentals.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, let's do this. And I went there, and they had an office on Fifth Avenue. And because of the financial, hiccup, crisis, they closed the agency. So I was, the first time in my life, I was sitting there with I think I was almost 35, 36 or something like this. I was like, I had no money.
Okay.
And I was like, so no job, no money. I was like,
We're gonna do.
what am I going to do? And I said, well, you cannot call your parents and say like, hey, still in Mexico, send some money. Because, I was like, no, and I was too proud to do this anyways. So one of my friend was looking for an apartment, and she wanted to have a high-end apartment. So I was looking around, and then I found it pretty easy for myself to do this. And I thought, just you know how to make a website. You learned this by yourself. And then I had, knew a lot of people, and I met someone who's an IT guy, and then he basically helped me choose the right software. And I did my own website with them, and then I started doing long-term rentals. And this is what I did starting in 2009, 2008, 2009, and directly in the financial crisis. And it was a good thing because no one was selling anymore, and everybody wanted to rent all of a sudden.
Makes sense.
So you
find an opportunity.
I found an opportunity, and from there it went, went up. Yeah,
That's good.
Yeah, it was. I'm really,
It was good.
Yeah, it was good, and I did this.
And the
for a
first
long time.
experience that with your friend that you rent that apartment, did you get the commission of that?
I did. I get a commission, and with this commission, I remember I went home to visit my parents, and I bought a scooter.
Okay, so it
So
was
I
a really
was-
good commission.
Yeah, well, it was a good commission, and
Okay.
also I invested basically in a scooter, because then I could go around faster and
Totally.
find more stuff, and then I took on even some administration always. Yeah, and then from there it involved to a company to do more condo administration. Then I left the condo administration and concentrated on long-term rentals and also sales.
You sound like it was really easy,
I think I was at the right time,
Exactly.
in the right place. Since
But also your story and the way that you work, I think that also helped, right? Because you can
never
try.
give up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you can try to open something new, but yes, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I'm gonna do it. But you are like,
No, I think I was pretty. What I wanted is to be independent, no, and especially also showing my parents,
That you
especially
can.
my daddy,
Exactly.
I can do this, you know.
Okay.
I mean, and my dad was he's still alive, so he's still very proud of me, but he cannot, you know, some dads cannot really show it.
Yeah.
But whenever I was on vacation in Germany, my relatives or some friends I met, they were like, "Oh, your dad is very proud of you," blah, 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 you know.
Yeah, for sure.
So, and I never gave up. I don't know, and I actually liked it as well. It's like I like to have the responsibility when I was doing administration, and maybe I heard from a couple of clients from the States, especially, they were like, "Oh, Germans are so honest and they work hard," and then I said, "Okay, I take advantage of all these." How do you say it?
Preconception.
Exactly.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Totally.
So
And it's true.
yeah.
I mean, I can talk about your case, and it's true. You are very structured and super
Thank you.
straightforward. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I like the job, and I think also I had friends at the beginning who helped me, obviously. Now the first client I had, and then, you know, I did also an event here. I don't know if someone remembers Taste of Playa. You never maybe have, I don't even know, this was maybe until 2013 or something. I really don't know the dates anymore. I have a bad memory. But I was together with a few business women. Some of them were in real estate, other ones had a hotel, someone who had a catering business, and someone who had a hotel. So we came together after the swine flu and the financial crisis, because she did not have clients for the hotel, and she was like, what do I do? And she decided, or she wanted to have, she had a beautiful garden in the hotel, and she decided to make a Taste of Playa del Carmen, meaning restaurants would showcase their food and people can come and taste it.
Makes sense.
And this concept, I think, exists in the world. There's Taste of Chicago, there's Taste of, I don't know, Amsterdam. So, and this, from taking place in her little hotel, we were able to get the Parque Fundadores, which is the main park,
in that moment.
with the, how do you call this new
Church?
No, the statue.
Mermaids.
The mermaids.
Yeah.
You are from here. Do you like that?
What?
Not mermaids? What do you mean?
Looks good, because that was actually the first park here. I used to go there when I was like 2-3 years old, and it's changed so much.
Totally.
I think the newest one,
Not that good.
It's a lot of concrete. It used to be a lot of green spaces. The beach definitely has shortened, because if you remember back in the day, that beach was huge, a lot of sand. Now it's a little bit, well, a lot less. And that statue, I mean, looks cool, but I don't know.
The surround, no? I think the problem is
everybody.
it surrounds everyone.
No.
problem is
All the
everything
little
else.
things that change.
Yeah.
It wasn't like used to be, and it's not to not only try to remember the past, but just to keep like the essence. They lost it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's a modernization of the park. While when you are you born here? I did not even.
Basically.
Yeah, basically.
When I was born, we came
Did you
here when
think
I was 1 year old.
he's
Because
from
he said-
Argentina or something?
No. No, but I did not know that, 3 years old, and you were at the Parque of Fundadores, which is, it's a nice place, because lots of villages and pueblos in Mexico have this main park, and there's usually green.
Yeah.
And there are, you can still sit there, but it looks different now. And
Definitely.
I think with the green, you have a point. I
Yeah,
would like
it's
to
just
see more
concrete.
green as well. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's only concrete. The same
Yeah.
with the one of the municipality. They
Yeah.
just change it.
Yes.
and
Yes.
A lot of concrete.
Yeah.
I mean,
Maybe
that's
to
my take.
relocate the mermaids to some other
I think the
beach.
mermaids are not such
To the
a.
ocean?
I think I like the mermaids.
Well, look, it would actually be a good idea
Well,
Free the
because
mermaids. Like,
because there's a statue of the
Poseidon.
a Poseidon.
of a Carmen's Virgin, which is like the saint of Playa del Carmen, and that's sunk. And it's an attraction for divers. Actually, you can go dive and see
really?
it. Yeah,
Wow.
it's right in the front of the ferry, basically.
Oh, I did not know that.
If you sink those things, people will go down.
But it's kind of dangerous.
Big, right?
No, but dangerous, no?
If you go with a certified diver.
Probably, I never heard about it, but you know, if it's in front of the ferry, you have to make sure that there's no ferry.
That you're not
in front of the ferry.
No.
Could be a little
A lot
dangerous.
of traffic.
Yeah.
The Virgin, the mermaids, the ferry.
Yeah.
But that is very.
An extreme attraction.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's a museum in Cancun, right? Like an underwater museum.
Yes, that's
I mean,
I'm really triggered about that one.
I think this is nice. I have never been, but I think it's very nice.
what do we
it
do
looks,
with
at least in the
the
pictures.
statue? Throw it to the ocean.
That's it.
I mean, it makes sense because our
They are
mermaids.
Yeah.
Let's back into the water.
Yeah. But I mean, we were here when there was no ferry, and you were crossing a boat, like in a little boat.
Really?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay.
To Cozumel?
Yeah, my grandmother used to cross like that because she was working for the IMSS. in
But
Cozumel.
not
Wow.
she.
No,
I mean,
what?
there were people who cross you, of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
He
Since
has very
then.
good arms.
Yeah. Very strong.
So you are really a playense.
Yeah.
This is how they say it.
Totally.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
I remember the place that where you lived at the beginning, Quintas del Carmen.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's more like an Argentinian community because
Yeah.
a lot of Argentinians live there.
That's the reason.
His
There.
cousins,
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah, my cousins.
No, the city has changed a lot. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Definitely.
And going back with the with your experience. Okay, so you came or you did a really good job with rentals. How did you pass from rentals to sales? Or it was like more organic because your
Well,
clients...
you know, people who have properties here, and you know, either you have a vacation home and then you rent it out per week, you know, vacation rentals, or you do long term, which means you rent for a year or maybe 2 years or whatever. So, and then there comes a point where these people want to sell for whatever reason. So, and then you are already with them, they know you, they know how you work, and then they ask you, hey, do you want to sell this? That's how it basically happens. And
so it was kind of organic, like...
yes, it was organic, yeah.
Okay.
And I was, because I'm a good German.
Exactly.
So at one point there was a law that you have to make a certification to become a broker or a real estate agent. So I went even to the University of Quintana Roo here,
Nice.
and I did the class.
You were one of the first doing that.
I think I was one of the first, was a group of, I don't even remember, 20, 25,
Yeah,
maybe
exactly.
even 50. The room was full at the beginning and less people. And it was kind of difficult still for me because even I was good in Spanish, like to concentrate and to listen what they say and to learn. I was kind of, it's, it's not easy, even you know the language, because you study something. And then I think it was for a few months. And then we all had our certification and yay.
The picture.
Did you think that certification makes sense? Really?
I think it makes sense because people have to know about what they are doing. This is a profession where you have to know about what you're doing.
Exactly.
So it's not only selling. Selling, maybe you are natural and you can sell people whatever, but it's about protecting your property. It's about you have to know the laws, and this is foreign investment. So there is something you have to know. You just cannot say I'm selling because I know how to sell. This is important. You have to know the lawyers, like your office. You have to know notaries. You have to work. You have to know a lot of stuff. And this is you can gain with experience if you work for an agency, or you you make a certification where you learn how to do this as a profession. This is a profession where you can make quite a lot of money, and therefore you also have to put something in.
Totally. Okay.
So now, and you are playing with properties which are not yours. So it's not. Yeah, I think it's important, and I think it's.
I think
a good
that's one of
thing
the most important. That is not
that
your
this happened.
properties.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, exactly.
So you are working for someone that
Yeah.
they are trusting you their investment.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly. So I think it's important. Yeah.
Okay. So for you makes sense to have that certificate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. That's good. That's great. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I'm saying that because there is a lot of brokers that still they don't want that, you
Yeah.
know, because
Yeah.
they think that it's only from, hey, if I do that, they're gonna have me. So if I have to pay taxes and everything, but
Well, that's normal.
yeah, right?
You have to pay taxes. You have to do your things right. So, and that's, for me, I'm very thankful that I had all these opportunities here in Playa. I know also it has to do with me and the way I'm working and blah, blah, blah. And I have heard
because I'm
this.
German.
No, but I also have, you get feedback from people, and I'm not doing this business anymore.
I know.
Kind of slowed down a lot, but I still get from people inquiries, and they're like, oh, you did this years and years ago, or I worked with you. I have lots of colleagues who are still think back, and they're like, oh, it was so nice working with you because you were always on time, you did this, you were responsible, blah, blah, blah. So, and I think they appreciate this. This is how I want to work with other people as well. And sometimes you find people, they don't work like this, and this is not nice.
Exactly. Not at all.
No.
But that was a really kind of trip. From 2001 to how long? It was 2020? Did you?
Yeah.
You were living here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
20 years here. Wow.
Yeah.
You
it's a long
you
time.
saw everything, how Playa del Carmen grew.
Yeah.
And now that you are outside, because she's not living anymore, she came from Germany for the podcast. Again. How do you feel like is in the real estate, thinking a little bit from now that you're outside, how do you feel the real estate here in Playa and Tulum?
Well, I have not been to Tulum so much, but I know there's lots of construction going on. I think it's too much and it's too crazy. Because even for someone who wants to invest here, it's like going into a shoe shop and you have millions of shoes you can choose from, and they all look kind of alike, but they have certain differences.
Yeah.
So you're like, what should I choose? Which one should I buy? Or they look all the same. I think I would. In Tulum, it's still a little bit different because there's some uniqueness to some buildings and stuff, but I think it's too much. And I think I would like for both areas that it slows down a little bit.
Okay.
So that you have a good market. If you have too many new properties, you also want to sell them. And then I have the feeling it's too fast, too much.
They're growing, okay.
That's what I feel. And of course, the city is changing, both of them. This is kind of normal, even though it's not nice. Like you say, in the Parque Fundador, there's no trees. I feel the same. There's a lot of concrete, but this is not only in Playa del Carmen. This is even in my hometown. If they, build something new, no trees. And they always say, we need trees, we need this, and they don't do it.
Okay.
I would like to have more green as well, because I think this is also attractive for tourists. They want to have palm trees, all this tropical feeling.
Okay.
Yeah.
That analogy about the shoes is it's really good,
Yeah.
It was really good.
I thought so, because what do I choose?
There are too many.
Too many choose.
I'm very like.
What do you think about the podcast? Did you like it?
Yeah, it's my first podcast, so I have I've never done one, and I was like,
And it was hard?
it's
was
easy.
nice.
No, you're always very
You are
nice.
naturally talented.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Very fluent.
Now you can do another thing in Germany.
Yeah, but we'll see.
Let's see. So, thank you for coming.
Thank you very much.
You have something else for Gabi?
Well, enjoy your time here. I
will.
mean, those 20 years, I think you would miss a lot of things when you go back. So try to make the best
food.
Yeah, for sure. The food.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
Enjoy.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye.